G'day there guys, how's it going? This is Markee, and get ready for another saucy entitled parent story. Apparently, my chests are fake. Alright, here's the tea. I work at a pretty famous fast food place. I won't give out the name, but they've got some bomb-ass chicken tenders. A little thing you need to know about me is I'm a bit plump, and because I'm a bit plump, I've got a large chest. This will all be important in a sec. I was working front register when a mum and a young teen, around 13 to 14 years old, come up and start to order, when the girl, whispering something to the mum. The entitled mother of this lovely story. The entitled mother then asks for my manager, who I'll call Kay. Manager's all like, "Hi, is there an issue?" And entitled mother's like, "Yeah, there's an issue. Why the hell are you hiring chicks with breast implants?" "I'm sorry? That girl right next to you. She's making my daughter insecure and showing off her fake boobs." I'm not showing off anything. Like, the uniform legit shows no chest. It's a polo shirt and it's loose fitting. No one has breasts that big unless they're fake. My manager says, "Well, there's not much I can do about it. It's her body, her choice." My breasts aren't fake. I know plenty of women with bigger breasts than me, and they're natural. You're lying. You're a lying tramp who's just trying to get sex from men. First off, no, I'm not lying. Second off, I don't want to attract men. I'm already taken and gay, so your claim has some flaws. I have gained more confidence since my last post, thanks to my job. So you hire tramps and gays? What kind of place is this? A place of equality? If you don't like it, there's the door. And she points to the door. You can leave anytime. No, not until you fire this gay. I can guarantee that's not going to happen. Leave, or I will call the authorities. The entitled mother sputters a bit with anger before storming out. Her daughter freaking flipped me off and called me a hoe on the way out. Kay let me sit back down for a little bit after that to cool down. I might not be as anxious, but I still have social anxiety, so that took a bit of a toll. But I'm fine now, and we actually find it pretty ridiculous how entitled people can be. And I find it ridiculous how some people can just let Karens like this loose on the world. Someone put a chain on your dog. Thank you. Crazy mother lets her 7-year-old daughter wander out of the door and to a nearby park, then accuses a group of 13-year-olds of molesting her. This was back when I was 13. I was hanging around a village park in the middle of a summer day, literally just chatting and sitting on the grass, with a mixed gender group of around 6 other 13-year-olds. Seemingly out of nowhere, this sweet little girl appeared, who we later found out to be 7-year-olds, and starts chatting to us about her pet dog and schoolwork and stuff. We were all completely confused and kept asking where her mother or father was, and she just kept saying, "I don't know. So my dog anyway." This little girl starts getting agitated and running about, trying to climb on trees and splash in the stream nearby. So we decided we had to do something about it before she got hurt. A couple of the guys and girls decided to distract her by playing tag, treating her with kindness and running around the field with her. She was giggling and having fun. Meanwhile, one of the boys, Sam, and me rang his mum, who lived very nearby, to ask what the frick we should do with this abandoned child. Just as Sam's mum was coming up with a response, we hear this almighty screech from the other side of the park. It is the entitled mother returning to collect her sprog. "Get the frick off my little girl, you pervs!" We froze, like, WTF? We're 13 and trying to play the innocent games with a lost kid in an open and public space, while we call an adult for help? This adult woman continues to chew us out, focusing on Sam particularly as he has a buff frame and looked far older than 13. She starts calling him all sorts of things. Disgusting, vile, inappropriate. Poor Sam was a sensitive guy and was almost in tears. She starts asking why we thought it was appropriate to play tag with and speak to a little girl, and we were just bemused. We were kids ourselves and just wanted to protect her from getting hurt. Looking back at the situation, I understand that we should have called the police immediately to protect us from lunatics like the entitled mother, but at the time we were kids and we didn't know what to do. Anyway, it turns out this woman lived on the other side of the park and had basically just let her kid wander out of the door, and it took her a good 10 minutes to even realize she was missing. Talk about good parenting these days. Entitled mother locked a public playground so her kids could play in peace. So just down the road from my house is a decent sized playground with a 2 to 3 foot fence over it, meaning smaller kids have to use the gate, where older and bigger ones are able to climb over along as they get a leg up. It has only got vertical bars, meaning no footholds, and the top is all thin prongs, meaning you can really rest your hands on it without getting stabbed. Anyway, the park is very popular with the children in the area, and is always very crowded and busy, but that just makes it more fun, as it means they can make more friends. Recently, however, I've been hearing about a particular family who have been rather rude and tend to push away other people when they use the park. There's an entitled mum, entitled dad, and 2 entitled kids. K1 and 2, both boys, and I don't know, nor do I care how old they are, and I hadn't met any of them until today. Thursdays are the days I get to see my niece and nephew, and I cherish them. I don't have kids of my own, but if they turned out like my niece and nephew, then I would be an extremely happy dad. Anyway, today they both decided that they wanted to go to the playground and play on the swings, and I could always use fresh air, so I took them down. Straight away, I noticed the playground. I'm going to refer to it as the PG from now on, because I'm sick of typing playground. It was very empty, and there was only 2 kids on there, so I went over and let me, niece, and nephew run over to the park while I walked there myself. I saw they were having some issues getting the gate open. The gate has a sliding lock, so it doesn't swing open in the wind. But I knew they were both capable of opening it, so I was curious if they were just messing around. As I got closer, I saw that someone had put a padlock on the gate so to stop it from being opened, and straight away I assumed it was one of the 2 kids in the park, who just so happened to be K1 and K2. I asked them to come over and open the gate so that we could get in, but they told me they didn't have it on them and that we needed to go away. I scoffed and lifted my nephew and niece over the fence and into the park, and they both ran off to the swings. I stayed outside because there was no way I was climbing over the fence in skinny jeans. I couldn't even bend down properly. After about 20 minutes of watching the children playing, I got a text from my sister saying that dinner was ready and that we needed to go back and eat. So I called over my niece and nephew to come to the fence so I could lift them over to go home, and I couldn't do it. They were both too heavy to get a proper grip and lift on. I asked Kid 1 and Kid 2 if they knew who put the lock on the gate, and they once again were of no help. I explained that if they didn't tell me who locked the gate, they would probably be stuck here too, because I can't go and fetch them to open in. They laughed and then proceeded to climb over a fence as a pair, then ran over to one of the houses up the road. I wanted to follow them to potentially ask their parents, but I couldn't leave my niece and nephew alone, so I called my sister. This is how I explained it. Bring, bring. Oh, hey sis, I need your help. You didn't lose the kids, did you? No. Come down to the playground, please. I'll explain when you get here. Just tell me now. I'm not coming all the way over there for nothing. What's going on? Well, the kids are stuck in the park. I need your help getting them over the fence. I can't climb in, and I can't lift them out. Just use the gate? Well, someone locked it. There's a big padlock on it. What? I'll be there in a few minutes. Hold on. Click. Once I'd hung up, I looked back towards the house that K1 and K2 ran to and saw them coming back, parents in tow. I assumed they were coming to help. Boy, I was wrong. All 4 of them walked up to me, and I immediately got an earful before I could even speak. My children were using this park. How dare you come over and disturb them? Then you threaten to lock my kids here all night? You're lucky we haven't called the police. I'm sorry, this is a public playground? I just asked if your sons knew who locked the gate. I did? What is it to you? Well, can you unlock it? And I'm certain that you're not allowed to do this. Entitled Dad proceeds to unlock the gate and let my niece and nephew out, only for him to go right back to locking it. We lock it so our kids can enjoy it without any bratty children coming over and disturbing them. Now, we would appreciate it if you stayed off the playground from now on. I knew this wasn't worth my time, and there wasn't a lot I could do. So I took my niece and nephew home, and that was that. We didn't go back, but I'm going to go back tomorrow and see if it's still locked or not. I'll post an edit when I know. Jesus, you can't just lay claim to a park like that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode for today. This has been another Entitled Parent story by Markee. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Also, tell me what you thought of it down in the description below. Tell me any of your childhood experiences with crazy Karens. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good day. Bye!